Watch your profanity.
What's up, selectors? It is Select Screen here. Man, it is time to talk about this cool lady in full detail. Shout out to She-Hulk. Woo! 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 This is gonna be a spicy reaction, man. As you can tell behind me, your boy is getting ready to move, so make sure you
choose your destiny
and definitely hit that like, share, and subscribe button for me. We're on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Apple, and Spotify podcasts. This is gonna be a fun stream, man. Shout out to Historical for jumping in. I had to give him the dab on him.
What?
Okay, most people don't do that anymore, right?
What did he say?
All right, I get it. Anyway, I'm hyped up.
Okay.
We're gonna get in this thing. Make sure you check us out on TikTok as well, man, and watch that Jamal Murray thing. That was really funny. What's up, RL? Surprise stream today. We've been doing streams all weekend, man. I'm trying to get you guys more content now, as we'll have some downtime, like I said, when I move in just a few weeks. So trying to get you guys as many streams as I can now, where I can. And so just keep those notifications on and make sure to sub. All right, tell somebody. We're trying to hit 500 subs. We're actually I think we're 3 subs away from hitting 300. And you know what that means? We're gonna read all the comments out. That is always RL's favorite thing. So we'll be doing that as well if we can hit it. So 5 selectors in here already. Again, make sure to hit that like button, all right? I'm ready to get into this thing, man. Let's talk about She-Hulk. This is gonna be fun. I'm ready, you're ready, let's go. Whew. All right, man, let's jump into this thing real quick and talk about She-Hulk. As you know, if you've been on the internet in the past, 6 weeks, 7 weeks, She-Hulk has really tore the MCU apart like this.
Hulk! Smash!
One way or the other, man, whether you like her or you don't, everybody seems to have an opinion on the graphics. Everyone has an opinion on the acting and the writing. For me, I just wanted to finish the show.
finish her
Before I said anything, because one thing this show has done really well is they've been, burning people up in the comments. She-Hulk has not been afraid to break the fourth wall. And in the show, they're making fun of people for making fun of the show. Tearing people up, bro. So I wanted to wait. There's one episode where they used comments like that they had seen about, you know, the casting and stuff to literally troll people. It was crazy, man. I thought it was funny, but I wasn't gonna be one of them comments. I'm already in the MCU. That's another video we're gonna do very, very soon. I didn't want to be in the MCU for that for sure. So. Clue in here, lurking. That's what's up, man. This time I want to start with the negatives. I want to start with the negatives because that's where everybody was. And negatively, bruh, this show is halfway deeper than most people were giving it and halfway not. And that's also a compliment while also not a compliment. What I mean by that is the show is trying to do something very different. And I said this in my TikTok thoughts. It's trying to do something very different to break the mold, but it's a victim of where Hulk is. Hulk, you know, male Hulk, or Smug Hulk, as she calls him. Smug Hulk is in the MCU.
What?
Now, here's the thing. I think if Hulk was in a different space, the show would have been different, and I think it would have been received differently, if that makes sense. The issue is Hulk is in a place where MCU fans right now are not happy. Bruh. We in general, I could probably say 80% of Hulk fans right now don't like Smart Hulk. Not because Smart Hulk isn't cool, but more because we haven't got Savage, you know, tear everything apart Hulk. Why does that affect She-Hulk? I know they addressed that in the season finale, like, we don't want Hulk coming in here and just, you know, saving the day. The thing is, they're tied together. Why? Because they're cousins. And unfortunately, I feel like people, or man babies as they've been calling them, they expected something from this show and they just weren't going to get it. And so I think that hurt the show. It's very ambitious, and I think it's hurt by that. Another negative, a lot of people are talking about the graphics of the show and how the graphics and the 3D models don't look as great. She-Hulk doesn't look great, blah, 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 blah. I'm of a different opinion. I did animation. I know how hard that stuff is. It's not an easy thing to do, especially to put them in a live situation. So I want to say this. It's okay, my turn. Let me talk about this. Let me say this with all due respect to my wife. I think She-Hulk looks amazing. I think the problem is she looks more like the comic book than Tatiana does. And that's what's not working. If that makes sense. One thing that we both talked about was, both my wife and I, is that we associate people with their hair a lot of the time, right? My wife's standing right behind me. So if I say something bad like She-Hulk is hot, I'm going to get my head chopped off, okay? It's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, Tatiana, short, I just said I'm already there. Short, curly hair, right? Is it hard to believe that a woman turning green can have longer, straight hair? No. But what happens is we have a disconnect from the real life actor and the CGI character instead of them both being melded together. Ultimately, they don't look alike. And that's the problem. That's the problem. They obviously act alike, but I think visually, that's what no one's saying, is that visually, the characters, they don't look alike. Jen does not look like She-Hulk. And I think that's the problem. I think she can look like She-Hulk, but you got to decide either Jen's going to look like She-Hulk or She-Hulk's going to look like Jen, but you can't have them look different. And that's the problem. Let's get into these comments real quick. Clue said, I predict World War Hulk would show the separation between Bruce Banner and Hulk, where the leader creates a gamma bomb to turn everyone into Hulk. Woo, that'd be crazy. That would be great. RL said it'd be great, historical. I still don't like she tweeted too. A lot of people don't like the real life stuff as well. That like she, like her real world self was doing real world on Twitter, right? Was doing things outside of the show. I think the better twist of the show, and this is something else I want to kind of critique the finale with a little bit. The twist of this show should have been the introduction of Deadpool. And the reason that I say that is she's been breaking the fourth wall. My understanding is she did it first. Correct me if I'm wrong on that. But who is she talking to? Obviously, she's talking to us. It would have been amazing if when she came out of, like fully broke the fourth wall, if she was talking to Deadpool. My wife hasn't finished it yet. Honey, you got to go upstairs. I'm talking spoilers here. She said, I'm not listening. Something else that's wrong with the show is the character threads, right? Oh, RL said twerked. Oh, he didn't like that she twerked. I was all about the twerking. I was all about it. Why? Because I think that was Tatiana's. That was her. That was her. I mean, she's hanging out with her favorite artist. I didn't mind the twerking. I'm open to that stuff because of who She-Hulk is. They're trying to break the fourth wall. They're trying to. We'll get into the things that I like. But let's see. Oh, good point. RL, again, talking about how the characters don't always, they got to look alike. Again, if we look at Banner, right? Banner, especially this new Banner and new Hulk, they look alike, right? The sandpaper hair, like RL's saying, the buzz cut, they look like the same person. And I know it's not just about hair, but it's one of those things that it's realistic that her hair could grow because she's getting taller, she's getting bigger, she's turning green, the whole thing. But they needed to make a better connection visually for us. Titania, that's another thing that we got to talk about. Titania, Hulk King, all of the threads in the show that I started to care about in that second to last episode. I really cared about that. I was like, this is cool. It doesn't pay off. And I think they could have found a way to do what they did in the finale where she does what she does, but also tie up the loose ends. There's still a lot of questions like, how did she do what she did when she hit the Disney Plus stuff? That really, I just really cared about the way that they were developing people not loving Jen and loving She-Hulk, or people loving Jen and not She-Hulk. I liked that dynamic. That made it really personable. So let's get into some of the likes, and we'll keep going with comments too. Clue said, RL, just wait for Amadeus Cho version, totally awesome Hulk. I'm telling you. That's the other thing, man, is we're going Hulk crazy, right? That's another thing that I'm not sure I love yet. We got Scar, and I'm like, everyone's dissing his haircut. I don't know. I just don't understand why. Why are we going this far down the Hulk road? I don't know, when we haven't got proper Hulk. RL, I do like how she stopped the show and went through the main menu. That messed me up, man. That messed me up. I really enjoyed that.
Oh, yeah.
She broke the fourth wall perfectly. I like the idea of Kevin Feige being a robot. I love the whole that. I liked that. I'll tell you, one of the coolest parts of the show for me was like, I smash everything. I smash fourth walls. I smash bad endings. And Matt Murdock, like that line was such a mic drop, bro. I thought it was
Perfect.
I just thought it was dope. I needed, and again, this is one of the good things, but it's also kind of a bad thing. What she did there is what I needed her to do more throughout the show. Break that fourth wall, but when you break the fourth wall, don't just like, she's driving in the car, she lets go of the wheel, she talks to us, and then she goes back. It just didn't go far enough. And I think that's what Deadpool does well, is when he's talking to us, it's always a huge, huge joke. It's always push the limits of breaking the fourth wall. She didn't do that all of the time when she broke the fourth wall. I think they got to go all the way and just, when you break the fourth wall, do it like you did in the finale. Other things that I did like, I liked the surrounding cast in this so much.
Bruh.
I mean, so much. I liked all the side characters. I liked what they were doing with Blonsky. The whole thing, they were getting it. They were hitting their stride there. I wanted the episodes to be a little bit longer. But I just liked it. All of the side characters, all the lawyers, all the cases, I thought they were
Perfect.
I really enjoyed that. Let's talk about the best thing in this show, though. One, it is She-Hulk. I do like her. I like the casting of She-Hulk. But the best, I've got to say, for me, this show has the best cameos. The best cameos in any Marvel movie, any Marvel show. There are so many good cameos in this show. And I love that they acknowledged it.
Okay.
Let's talk about Wong. I almost had a little too much of Wong. But Wong, again, he fit in the story well. I really, really enjoyed where they were going with Titania. It's just, we never really got enough of her, but I liked her inclusion in it. Like I said, Blonsky, I thought Blonsky was just great. I'm one that I was never a Hulk fan until the Incredible Hulk. And I liked what they were doing with that. I'm so excited about the leader coming up. And I don't know, the more Abomination we get, the better. I didn't understand in the end with Blonsky where they were going with all of that and what the deal is with him and Wong. That's weird to me. But overall, the cameos. Let's talk about the elephant in the room. All right, let's talk about the biggest cameo.
As you can see, I am not dead.
Y'all, Daredevil was dope. There's no way you cannot like what happened with Daredevil if you've watched the show. No, he's not brooding. No, he's not sad. Sometimes you kind of forget that he has a disability. I mean, at the end of the day,
Finish him.
he was just Matt Murdock, and he's just amazing. As crazy as it sounds, I still want him and Jen to stay together. I never thought about that, but I want them to stay together. Arlo said, in-game, let's see, IW. And No Way Home had the best film cameos. Now, when I say film cameos, I'm talking about other people. Spider-Man, you guys know how I feel about No Way Home. That's all the same character to me. The cameo in that was Doctor Strange. You feel me? So that's where I'm making that stipulation. In-game, I don't call those cameos either because that's an ensemble movie. What is IW? just so much stuff in this. Some other things that I liked about this, there was a lot more action than I thought there was going to be. I thought we were going to have a lot more lawyering, if that's a word. But I really enjoyed that. Man, there was time, I mean, from the jump, the first episode, she was punching people. And that's what I come to see a Hulk do. I don't care if you're Savage Hulk, if you're Smart Hulk, if you're She-Hulk. Punch somebody. And that's what she did. And I could really appreciate that. Other things that I enjoyed, again, we talked about her breaking out of the Disney Plus thing. The thing about the show for me so much was it really, again, it hit on some things, it tried some things, and there were some things that failed. And one of the things I want to say that didn't hit for me as well was wrapping it all together in this finale. I feel like you had to have a better understanding of the comics to understand her. And that always makes it hard for the audience that don't read comic books. If you don't know that this is what she does, if you're like my parents, for instance, who are watching this, they're going, why is she doing all this stuff? Hulk can't do this stuff. It's really hard to wrap your head around. And so then they kind of lean into bashing people a lot on Twitter, on stuff like that. And I just wanted to see, Infinity War cameos. Again, I look at that as an ensemble film. I look at those movies, that's an Avengers movie. Cameo is someone who comes in, like in No Way Home where Daredevil came in. That to me is a cameo. Hey, comes in, little, hey, ta-da, blah, 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 and then I'm out. Infinity War, that's an ensemble film, man. What's up, DJ? What else can I say about She-Hulk? Ultimately, I love the costume. I thought the costume was dope. My prediction here is that ultimately she's going to go to New York and she's going to join Nelson and Murdoch. I think that's what's going to happen. And Paige. The small time mutants. Exactly. All of the stuff. I loved it. DJ said, did you see my uploads today? I didn't. I've been moving all day, or at least packing up for moving all day. And then I did like a lo-fi stream of Dead or Alive. I was like, I'll play some Dead or Alive and just put it on Twitch. What else can I say about this show that hasn't been said? Ultimately, my grade. I felt like the show did a lot of great things, a lot of fun things. There's a lot of episodes that are really funny. In the middle of the season, I feel like we kind of hit a slump when we kind of hit the wedding stuff. And the whole trying to steal her blood stuff, it didn't land for me. All the episodes are out, yes. Yes, all the episodes are out. Ultimately, I'm going to give this show a C-. Yes, a C-. Is it a bad show like everyone's saying? No. Is it better than the other shows that have come out on Disney Plus? No, it is not. While it does have some effect on the overall timeline, this brings us to our last segment of the night. It brings us to our last segment of the night of where are we in phase 4? You guys have heard me say this a lot. And I got to tell you straight up, phase 4 is struggling. It's still struggling.
What?
I just can't wrap my head around this, man. She-Hulk is it's a decent show. it moves the narrative somewhat because we find out behind the scenes who's behind the Marvel Cinematic Universe, but it's all a big joke, right? Historical, I love it, man. I really do. I really do. Yeah, it's if this was in phase 3, if this was in phase 2, I think the show would have done better because we would have developed better. We would have been going somewhere with all of this because Hulk was in a different place. It seems very irresponsible for him to, even though Jen wanted to be independent and it was her show, where he's at, he's just irresponsible, man. And I can't get over that. Phase 4 is suffering from where is Kang the Conqueror? More than anything, I am super nervous about Black Panther. I'm really nervous about it, you guys. They're trying to do a lot in that show, in that movie. A lot. And it's wrapping up a very bad phase overall. We've had a lot of missteps. And overall, it's just not moving the overall narrative. Can anyone tell me what the story of Phase 4 has been? Other than everyone's a daddy? and that's one thing I liked about Jen as well. She's just like, everybody's got daddy issues or they're becoming a daddy. That's all I've learned in Phase 4. Doctor Strange did nothing for the overall narrative. Spider-Man wrapped up his narrative, but pushed the multiverse further. Then Doctor Strange came and effectively undid it. Morbius undid everything. We got to throw that in there, right? I mean,
Nope.
on that, Morbius literally gave me
emotional damage.
Clue said, why Black Panther? I'm more nervous about Blade than that. I'm not worried about Blade. I'm not worried about Blade because they're actually doing what they should be doing with Blade. If Blade is not ready, they don't have a director, they're moving everything back because Blade's going to play an important part. And I'll tell you, we'll talk about my favorite films and Disney Plus things in Phase 4 as well. But why I'm worried about Black Panther is I can't tell you what the story is. I can't tell you what this phase is about. So how is Black Panther going to wrap up something that we don't have clarity on? You know what I mean? How can Black Panther wrap up everything if we don't have anything to wrap up? It's a mess. It's really a mess. And the only way that I can see this all kind of working out is at the end of Black Panther, which I think is going to be too much, is we get Kang the Conqueror or Doctor Doom. And they somehow flash through a lot of this stuff and go, see, they were there, and there. But it's a mess. It really is a mess. A mess. I sound like Mike Tyson. DJ said, black women telling white people not to watch Black Panther on TikTok. Ignore it. Because there's plenty of black women telling people to go see it as well. And that's what this show has shown me, is that for as many people that are hating on it, there's just as many people that love it. I really think to wrap She-Hulk up, I think She-Hulk is going to be even better if they give it a season 2. I think they should give it a season 2. Risky says, hello, why Phase 4 MCU sucks so much? Also, Marvel should have recast T'Challa. I agree, especially now that they've recasted General Ross. I think that really kind of spits in the face of people. Oh, Candace Owen was saying, yeah. See, you always got to look at the source, especially in comic books. Always look at the source. DJ said, should you watch it since you gave it a C-? I would say yes, because there's some general funny things in this show. She-Hulk is it a must watch? No. Should you watch it? If you're into all of it, yes. If that makes sense. But the shows to me that have really been like, oh, awesome. Let's go down. I should probably pull this up. Let's pull up Disney Plus. I'm going to tell you guys too, this is going to be a spoiler. Werewolf by Night. Again, I am not a horror film person at all. But I can tell you, Werewolf by Night is where Phase 4 should be. Let's not do that. Let's go. Can I not see? Let's see. Let me take this off screen real quick. Bear with me just a second, you guys. Just a second. Popular. Let's do every Disney Plus Marvel show. Okay? And let's talk about everyone and where I put them. Why they make She-Hulk an attorney? That's who she is in the comics. She is an attorney in the comics. Okay. So let's talk about these. Oh boy, if you lump in the Netflix stuff, woo-wee. I hope new Blade has Wesley Snipes as Blade's father. That'd be dope, bro. So let's talk about the bottom of the bottom. Inhumans, definitely at the bottom. The Defenders, definitely at the bottom. Iron Fist at the bottom. Runaways, I haven't even messed with. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., mid-bottom. Agent Carter's probably in the middle for me. Let's go back down the list here. Daredevil, probably the greatest show they've made yet. Jessica Jones, I still have not finished season 3. I'm gonna put that in the middle. Luke Cage is one of my favorite Disney properties. I love that series. I'm putting that at the top. Iron Fist was terrible. Defenders, WandaVision's at the top. Falcon and Winter Soldier, I know a lot of people disagree with me on this. I think that's in the middle. I liked it, but they had a lot of production problems. Loki, high middle. Hawkeye, high middle. I enjoyed Hawkeye a lot. Moon Knight, high middle. Just needed more Moon Knight. Miss Marvel, I'm going to put in the middle. And She-Hulk, I'm going to put at the low middle. Some of these other things like I Am Groot, that was kind of in the low for me. That's kind of where we're at right now. So if you're looking for something to watch, Daredevil is where you want to go. You want to watch Daredevil. You want to watch Luke Cage. You want to watch specifically the first season of Jessica Jones was amazing. It was really, really good. But that's kind of where we're at, guys. I think overall, where is that? Did I change it? I did. Overall, man, She-Hulk is not a bad show. It's not a bad show at all. It's not the best show. That's probably the best way I can put it. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. was mediocre. The thing about those Marvel series, they were outside of Disney. Exactly. Kevin made all the shows not connected to the MCU. Exactly. If we got that show now, it would be a lot better. It'd be way better. And again, season 1 of AOS was not bad. Season 2 wasn't bad. Season 3, 4, that's when we were getting further and further away from the MCU. It was like, ugh. All right. Still haven't finished it technically. I still haven't finished that last season. It gets rough. It really does. They can't figure out what Daisy's name is. One day she's Sky, the next minute she's Daisy. I'm like, what are we calling this girl? Like, she's Quake now. I'm like, okay, all right, chill. That's about it, guys. That's my thoughts on She-Hulk. That's the state of the MCU. Go watch Werewolf by Night. That's what gives me hope for Blade. Blade's going to be dope. I think Blade's going to be really, really great because they understand what they're doing there. I think if they ever get Ghost Rider and they go ahead and cast, I'm going to call him Neo, just go ahead and do it. Like, get those off the ground. Even though, again, I'm not in the horror kind of thing, but they've proven to me that Werewolf by Night is, I mean, what is it, an hour? And I mean, you understand the characters really quickly. There's character development. It's good. That was a really good surprise. I hope they do more like that. Word is they're going to do, oh gosh, what is his name? He's in Ultimate Spider-Man. Nova. I couldn't think of Nova's name for anything. Word is they're going to do Nova like Werewolf by Night. Love that. Clue says the shows had to change the whole script the following season. Luke Cage season 1, Mission Avengers 1. Next season, a cease and desist. Let the Russo brothers direct Blade. Yes. I'm Russo's, man. Go ahead. But you guys know my pick. Let Denzel do it. Or Spike Lee. Those are the two dudes. You want a Blade movie? Actually, you know what? I would say Denzel for Blade, Spike Lee for Luke. Give them both movies. I think a Luke Cage by Spike Lee. Who does it better? Who knows the culture like Spike Lee knows the culture and could speak to Harlem? Nobody would do it better than Spike Lee. Nobody. Hands down. So that's it, guys. I really want Black Panther to be good.
As you can see, I am not dead.
Our next big movie, though, is actually not in the MCU. Y'all already know what I'm talking about. Black Adam, man. Black Adam coming out not next week. I think it's the week after, right? Black Adam's going to be dope, too. I got a feeling Black Adam's going to be really, really dope. I'm a big fan of The Rock, obviously. That's what I think.
It doesn't matter what you think.
All right. Fine, Rock. That's fine. Appreciate you guys checking us out, man.
Another one.
In the books, this was a good stream, surprise stream. Appreciate Clue coming out, RL, my man Visual working on his next film already. Man, DJ chopping it up. Shout out to Risky for coming through. Make sure you like, subscribe, man. Tell some friends. We're trying to hit 500. We're close to 300. So keep supporting the channel, guys. We're on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Apple, and Spotify podcast. Link tr.ee/select screen with fives. You can also get yourself some merch on there, man. Get yourself a selected t-shirt. We're on the Cash App if you want to join that as well. And this was a lot of fun, man. Anybody know if the Eagles are winning? Oh, is that game over? I think that game's over. Whew. Clue said, imagine having Black Adam and Peacemaker in the same movie. Please do that. Peacemaker was so good. I never did a review of Peacemaker, but Peacemaker was a good show. I mean, DC they're on the rise, man. Now just get rid of that Flash movie. All right, y'all. Be kind to one another, man. I appreciate you guys so much. Whew, good stream. My name's Select Screen, and I'm out.